Hello, welcome to the last of this series for the ZVV. I've done a test print. I'm going to make a few changes. First of all, I'm going to increase the wheel. I've drawn it for a 5.1 wheel and I haven't actually got any, so I'm just going to change it slightly so I can fit a 6.1 in there. Also, I'm struggling with the prints to be able to get this part here at the bottom to print consistently and not just snap off. So what I'm going to do is just remove this gap a little bit. Move all the axle box down slightly just so that I get an extra bit of room at the top. Maybe increase this gap at the top here a little bit so we can fit the 6.1 wheel in. So the first thing I'm going to do really is come back into the part where we're drawing the axle box. So I'm just going to scroll through the history to get to that part. Something about here, something like that. To catch up. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Where are we? Okay, so I'm just going to make this move down a little bit more. So I've increased this gap now. This is going to be 0.5 millimeters. Just giving a little bit of extra room in there. So that's going a bit haywire. What's going on there? Okay, I'll have to redo this. Let's check the. Combine doesn't like life, so we'll get rid of that. Body 28. Okay, combine body 1. All those other parts. Okay, so just increase that slightly. As I said, I'm going to remove this gap now, so I'm going to find that in the history. Okay, I'm just going to suppress that feature because I don't want that hole anymore. Okay, and the next thing I'm going to do is move this down slightly. It's currently 1.5, so I'm going to move that to 1.2 millimeters. Why are you suppressing that? Manage loss projections. Okay, let's fix that. Okay, right, it's not liking unsuppressing that, so let's finish that, come back in the history. See how sometimes when you fix things like this, it can be a right pain in the backside, if I'm honest with you. Okay, let's see if that hole at the bottom still is. those. Let's just jump to the end and see if it throws up any errors now. It hasn't. Oh, it has. Let's have a look. Where is it there? Okay, let's edit that sketch to see what it is. Okay, it's the wheel on the back here, that's fine. Let's manage loss projections. So we're going to project, relink to that face, click on OK. That should move this wheel down. So that should be coincidence to that centre circle there, which is not that. Right, have to delete that constraint to be able to move this. So we should be able to constrain that to there now. Okay, so that should have given us enough room at the top here now for the wheels and the flanges. I was struggling just to get a 6.1 in there. I've not got any 5.1s unfortunately, and getting hold of them at the moment is difficult. So just changing that to a 6.1, moved it all down so it could fit, and I moved this bottom part here because it just wasn't reliably pinned and it kept snapping off in the printer. So if it's not going to print, there's no point doing it. This rod that comes along here is 0.5. This has come out absolutely fine. They are a little bit delicate, so you do have to be really careful when you cut them off of the supports, and the same with these, the brake rigging. This one more so because it's hanging out by itself is really delicate, but by being really soft with them as you're taking them off and doing it while they're still uncured, I'm able to get them off quite comfortably. So happy with that. If you've got any questions, then please leave a comment below. But thanks for watching. Okay, so the next thing I want to make a change on is the coupling here. At the moment, it's got nothing to stop it completely swinging out. I tried printing it as it was, but it didn't really work properly. It couples fine, but when you propel, the coupling ends up when you go around corners just trying to stay wide and it doesn't stay together. So I'm going to try and do something with the coupling to just stop it being able to do that. So I'm going to edit on the coupling arm here. I'm going to draw a sketch on the arm. There's no room here that we can put any pins to stop it rotating at the top here. So I'm just going to try and do them sort of on the side, probably would be the best place. So I'm going to go something a little bit like this. Dimension that 1.4 and that 0.2. It's already snapped the edges. Trying to find a specific distance from here from the last dimension, so go 3.2. Okay, let's turn the body of the main wagon off. And then I'm going to extrude that to the top surface. Automatic join there, and then I'm going to mirror that across to the other side. I'm going to use features, select that feature, and construction line is fine for one, the middle of the wagon. Maybe we can have one in the middle of the wagon before we did. Yeah, it's that one. So plane number 3. And that goes on the other side, yeah. Okay, hope that's joined. Just check that. edit feature. So maybe that's not lined up in the middle. Okay, let's cancel that. Let's delete that mirror then. And then what we'll do is we'll construct a midplane. And we know this body, part of the body here is central. So if we create a midplane there and then mirror that across the features, so selecting that wing that we've just drawn, mirror plane is going to be the midpoint. I should copy that across. Yep. Okay, let's get the body back on. And then what we're going to need to do is create a couple of pins on the body here. So if we just do construction on, let's change back to the top here. So change it back to the top and then construction on the main part of the floor. I'm going to use just a circle. Go for 1.5 millimeters in diameter. So you see how I've left a little bit of a gap there, so there's going to be some sort of movement there. I'm going to define distance to the midpoint. Let's try again, like that. So I'm going to select that midpoint to that distance. I'm going to go for 2.5, and I'm going to vertically constrain that to that point there, so the same height there. Okay, select that internal section, and then I'm going to extrude that to the same distance as that bottom of the coupling pin there. And we're going to have to join the main part of the body. And then we can mirror that feature. And we know that construction plane 3 was the midpoint of the wagon. So select that. And it'll be both sides centralized. So that will give us some sideways movement on the coupling, but not allow it to completely swing both directions out of the way and be a pain with propelling movements. Okay, and then we need to mirror that pins down to this end, so that's plane 1. So mirror features, and we just select those two features, so the pin and the mirror, and then we'll select the mirror midpoint, which was plane 1. I've got them down the other end there as well now. Okay, and once we've done that, that's everything that I had issues with, and they're all now cleaned up and should print okay. So we'll do another test print and then we'll see what it looks like.